Hello, welcome back. Please subscribe my channel Linguistics and Research Guideline. So, here we go. Today's topic is B.F Skinner's Operant Conditioning Behaviorism. Skinner is regarded as the father of operant conditioning. Behaviorism is primarily concerned with observable behavior as opposed to internal events like thinking and emotion. In the Skinner study, because food followed a particular behavior, the rats learned to repeat that behavior, operant conditioning. Behaviorist movement began in 1913 when John Watson wrote an article entitled Psychology as the Behaviorist Views It, which set out a number of underlying assumptions regarding methodology and behavioral analysis. He believed that the best way to understand behavior is to look at the causes of an action and its consequences. He called this approach operant. B.F Skinner's theory, behaviorism and operant conditioning. What is behaviorism? Psychological approach. Skinner's operant conditioning, 3 types of responses. Psychological approach. Behaviorism refers to a psychological approach which emphasizes scientific and objective method of investigation. The approach is only concerned with observable stimulus-response behavior and states all behaviors are learned through interaction with the environment. All behavior is learned from the environment. Behaviorism emphasizes the role of environmental factors in influencing behavior to the near exclusion of innate or inherited factors. This amount essentially to a focus on learning. We learn new behavior through classical or operant conditioning, collectively known as learning theory. Therefore, we born, our mind is tabula rasa, a blank slate. Psychology should be seen as a science. Theories need to be supported by empirical data obtained through careful and controlled observation and measurements of behavior. Watson 1913 stated that psychology as a behaviorist views it is a purely objective experimental branch of natural science. Its theoretical goal is prediction and control. The components of a theory should be as simple as possible. Behaviorists propose the use of operational definitions defining variables in terms of observable, measurable events. More, there is no fundamental qualitative distinction between human and animal behavior. Therefore, research can be carried out on animals as well as humans' comparative psychology. Consequently, rats and pigeons became the primary source of data for behaviorists as their environments could be easily controlled. Behavior is the result of stimulus response. All behavior, no matter how complex, can be reduced to a simple stimulus response association. Watson described the purpose of psychology as to predict, given the stimulus, what reaction will take place, or given the reaction state, what the situation or stimulus is that has caused the reaction. Skinner, operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a method of learning that occurs through reward and punishments for behavior. Through operant conditioning, an individual makes an association between a particular behavior and a consequence. Skinner, 1938. Skinner believed that we do have such a thing as a mind, but that it is simply more productive to study observable behavior rather than internal mental events. The work of Skinner was rooted in a view that classical conditioning was far too simplistic to be a complete explanation of complex human behavior. Skinner's work. Skinner's work was based on Thorndike's 1898 law of effect. According to this principle, behavior that is followed by pleasant consequences is likely to be repeated, and behavior followed by unpleasant consequences is less likely to be repeated. Skinner introduced a new term into the law of effect: reinforcement. Behavior which is reinforced tends to be repeated. Strengthened behavior which is not reinforced tends to die out or be extinguished, weakened. Three types of responses. Neutral operants, responses from the environment that neither increase nor decrease the probability of a behavior being repeated. Reinforcers, responses from the environment that increase the probability of a behavior being repeated. The reinforcers can be either positive or negative. Punishers, responses from the environment that decrease the likelihood of a behavior being repeated. Punishment weakens behavior. Thank you. Wish you all the best.